What do you think, guys? One of these chapos? I don't know. That's decent. I gotta break it in a bit. I was kind of shocked when I rang it through and it said accessory $5 because it was a little bit more than that on the price tag, but maybe it was on sale. I asked the lady, she said,
This episode of KRAK with Retro Collectibles is sponsored by and in association with the Cowie Diecast Museum, killing the value on collectibles since 2019.
"You guys again?" Just kidding. Happy St. Paddy's Day. I hope you're wearing something green. You know I am. I'm wearing my green tracksuit. But the top is off right now because it's nice and warm. It was +7 here earlier and I had snowflakes bouncing off my windshield of my car. Crazy. Anyway, I got a little tip for you if you buy one of those turntables. So that turntable I bought came with the little power supply, you plug it into the wall. But it also had a spot for batteries. Now, the only negative reviews I really read were people saying, these don't fit AA or AAA batteries, and there's pictures of like AA's in the slot and everything, and it's not the right battery. I told Glenn those are 18650 batteries that are in there. I know that because I had a Ring camera, well, a Chinese Ring camera that used to take them. And we don't want to have our turntable lug it around every time we use it, right? So if you guys get one, check this out. Check this out, fellas. Complete. Oh. Try it again. Check this out, fellas. Totally wireless. We can move it anywhere. Takes one 18650 battery. You're probably wondering what the hell's an 18650 battery and where do I get one? There's several options. You can get rechargeable ones. You can get them from Amazon. But if you don't want to order them through the mail, they're very hard to get locally. Like you can't walk into Walmart, get them, Canadian Tire, get them. I know where you can get some locally. See guys, that is what you want. That is the correct battery. 18650, that's what you gotta remember. Some of them are button tops or some of them are flat tops. The flat top works fine. I was worried about that if it was gonna make enough contact. You can actually get these batteries out of old laptop batteries. If you crack into those, they got these cells in them. But why bother doing all that? You could just buy them cheap. And if you want to buy them local, call around to your local vape shops. I called 3 of them before I found a store that had them in stock. So there you go, those bad reviews. Oh, you ripped me off. You said it runs on batteries and it doesn't, and blah, 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 blah. They just didn't know. Mind you, the instructions say nothing about battery size. The only thing that mentions battery size is the battery for the remote. That's the only thing. So to figure out the battery size of that, it takes some common sense. Unfortunately, in 2024. Anyway, guys, we got an unboxing to do. Now, this is one that it's a company that I've wondered about. And I assumed, like Sunstar and a couple other discount brands, that it's just a cheap brand. But looking at it through the box, it actually looks okay. And it boasts a whole bunch of opening parts. This car, it's a joke that I made in the thumbnail, but this would be a choice unboxing of Ted Bundy. Reason I say that, guys, is Ted Bundy, the serial killer, the guy that they put to sleep, he had a love of these air-cooled friggin' Volkswagen Beetles for some reason. And the first one that he went on his first killing spree with was a tan 68. This one's a 67, and it's yellow. But close enough, you get the idea. if you watch the Ted Bundy movies, whether it's the modern Netflix one or the cheesy one with Mark Harmon that came out in the 90s, I believe it was, you'll know that he stole a second Volkswagen Beetle during one of his killing sprees because he had a couple of them. The guy escaped jail and went and killed a bunch more. So, but that was his choice of car. A little bit of dark history. That car still exists, by the way. It's in a museum. Now, if you're a fan of true crime and it's not too creepy for you, you can go check out Ted Bundy's first original car, the one they got the DNA evidence out of, the tan Volkswagen. It's at the Pigeon Forge, Alcatraz East, Tennessee State Prison. It's the museum. So just slowing this puppy down, guys. Now, normally when I see this stuff on Marketplace or something, I see Road Legends or whatever it's called, and I say, oh, it's low end. That's got pretty nice details from what I'm seeing. It's got a nice box, windows on both sides. Glenn paid $20 for it years and years ago. It's got some sort of paperwork in there that says the year it was released. It says 1999, I believe, right there. Okay, guys, we're rolling. Let's get into this. So this Beetle, it says on the bottom of the box, Yat Ming. And that's a diecast. I recognize that name in the diecast world. But just nice details right down to the hubcaps. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to looking at this. I've never done anything by Road Legends. And it could be like the way I viewed Sunstars. Well, it's highly underrated. So this boasts die-cast metal with plastic parts, opening doors, opening hood, opening trunk, adjustable front wheels, workable steering, spare tire, and adjustable seats. And just an update, guys, on our 2 other orders that we're waiting on. The one order has hit Canada. It's the light with the pistol grip and all that for better light on the look-see set. That has hit Canada and it's awaiting custom paperwork. So that'll be here probably in the next couple days. The DeLorean is still on the way to Canada. I think that we will have it this week when I'm off work. I think. So, and you know that as soon as that comes in, we're not waiting to unbox it. Like, it's getting done right there. Okay, so we're gonna crack this baby open. Okay, so do you remember when you bought this, Glenn?
Nope, I honestly have no idea
Like
when or where.
Okay, not
If I had to guess, because I've had it so long, it'd either be the Woody's, one of the Woody shows,
like
or a
it.
garage sale.
So probably in the last 5 years.
I would probably say I've had it longer than that, but I'm guessing.
Okay.
I'd say probably 5 or 6 years anyway, though.
Sorry guys, I forgot to turn on the Super Bee sign on our set behind us.
Well, you're
Apologies. Yeah. Well, it's still daylight out too, so. Okay, so this has some paperwork in it. What I like is it looks like it has a nameplate on the base and it doesn't say the name of the maker, it just says the name of the car. I like that. Okay, Glenn's gonna put on the light. Okay, so this is sealed. Never been cracked, never seen the air, guys. This is sealed. We're gonna let it breathe today. And I have a feeling, like I said, this is gonna be a brand that I kind of overlooked all the time when I seen it on Marketplace, but looking at it close through the box, it looks a lot better than I thought it was gonna look. So, it does come with some paperwork, which is cool. 1999 collection, Yat Ming Industrial Factory Limited. So that's that Yat Ming I told you about. And it shows a lot of their models that were coming out that year. 112 scale motorcycles, 110 scale motorcycles. Wow. Honda Goldwing in 110 scale. I'll show you guys. And then I'll hand it over to Glenn. But look at the 110 scale Honda Goldwing. Oh, I recognize some of these. I recognize this 118 purple Ford truck. In fact, Glenn might even own that. This one here. I'll show it to you in a second, Glenn. But I recognize that purple truck. There's that Barracuda, Glenn, that I told you to stay away from because it didn't have very good details.
Oh, okay.
But then they have other ones here that are very nice.
What's that yellow one in the middle above the
This?
blue convertible? Yeah.
That's the one I told you to stay away from.
okay.
That's that Barracuda with the bad rims.
Oh,
But then
okay.
they have a bunch of other stuff that's got nice details. Like that yellow Barracuda, we've seen one for like really cheap online right there where I'm pointing. But I told Glenn I seen those in person and I thought he would be disappointed. But then I'm seeing other stuff that they made in this flyer and I'm like, ooh, that's nice. So this VW, it's either going to be win or lose, I have a feeling. Because it looks like this company, by the flyer, it's either nice or terribles. So we're going to have a look. But I'm thinking it's going to be nice because it looks great through the box. Like it actually looks pretty decent quality. The only other Beetle we have to compare it to is my Hot Wheels Elite Herbie. And that's not going to be the same. But the only thing we can compare with that is the size of them, really. Oh, interesting fact, Dave and Glenn and that are going to Vegas in the next couple months. And actually, there's a museum in Vegas. I believe it's an automotive museum. And Jack Kevorkian's van is there. You know, the Volkswagen. I guess these freaks like Volkswagens. But you know the Volkswagen van Jack Kevorkian drove? You remember Jack Kevorkian, Dr. Death? The guy with the assisted suicide all those years? I guess his van that he did most of those in. Oh, that steer is beautiful. That feels like really good quality. But yeah, you could see his actual van. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna deband it before I start getting into saying anything about it, but I think it's a step up from Maisto. Actually, I think it's a little bit better than Maisto. Like they have just a little bit better detail.
From underneath it.
That's what I'm gonna try to do right here. But they seem to have a little bit better details, and yeah, it looks like it's a company that didn't know much about and overlooked until now, and this VW is nice. Actually, you know what, I'm going to leave the engine, we're going to look at it together. I don't want to cheat us. First, we'll have just a basic look around the car while it's on the base. Door could be a little bit better detail, but we see some of the expensive ones with the door like that as well. The wheels and rims they did very well on. I like how the chrome is around the windows, the windshield, and the back. It's not a split window in the back, but that's okay.
Yeah, the split window I think was 62. I think they were made, or 64.
I can't remember what those windows were called in the back. Teardrop, or they had a name for them. I can't remember. I heard it recently. I can't remember what it is, but it had a special name. But it even has a little VW thing right here. Like this is, and what was I thinking? I'm saying I was going to show the engine. The engine's in the back. Okay, give me a second here, guys. We're going to take it off the base. That way we can have a real good look at it before it hits the look-see set. And the new cordless turntable. And we're going to do all this before old Neil has a nap, because he might take a ride to the reserve tonight. Might. Because I got enough dope. I got a half a tank of gas and enough dope to last me. for a couple days. Yeah, probably a couple days. But I'm thinking just go get it out of the way maybe. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I'm gonna take a nap. Definitely gonna take a nap first, though, because what happened last night, guys, is I didn't have my meds for 3 days. I was getting the whole, and it happens every so often, every couple months I go through this. I call the pharmacy. Hi, can I get a refill for my meds? You're out of refills, we have to call for a refill, or we have to fax, and then I end up waiting 2 or 3 days. And this is not aspirin, this is my ADHD meds that I go without for 2 or 3 days consistently, right? So then by the time, after the 2 or 3 days go by, when I'm on total zombie mode for 2 or 3 days, and I feel, you know how you wake up in the morning and you feel super groggy sometimes when you've had a really deep sleep? That's how I feel off my meds. And so then I got them yesterday, which is awesome. I took one of them, but I took it later in the day than I usually would. And because I didn't take it in 3 days, I was up all night. I feel excellent mentally, but yeah, don't take that too late in the day. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys the front boot. Spare tire is a very nice touch. It's not removable from what I see, but it is a very nice touch. Very nice. Okay, guys, moment we've all... Oh, actually, you know what? No, we'll show the bottom first. Bottom is not horrible, but it's not great. I was going to say it doesn't have exhaust pipes, but it wouldn't, because the engine's in the back. They're not going to run exhaust pipes from the engine and loop it up the front and into the back again. What are you, Neil? Fucking idiot. But no. Let's see this engine, though. By the way, guys, paint flawless. Like, beautiful paint. Like, reminds me of Ertl, actually. Nice door handles that are not just molded and painted over. Like, they're... Yeah, man, this is nice. That's nice. I think this little known brand might get a higher score than a lot of people might have thought. Engine's got mid-tier detailing. I would say Maisto style detailing. Better than average, but not the best, if you know what I mean. Above average. Nice. A little bit better than entry level. And I'm not a VW expert at all, so I don't know how accurate that is, guys, so don't chomp my head off. Just saying.
And the only two experts I know would be Richard Reardon.
Yeah, and I don't know who else.
Doug McKee, if he follows. Or...
Yeah, Doug has one that he's putting together, actually. Come to think of it. The tires even have nice thread, actually. So yeah, this is a nicely detailed Beetle, guys. If you're, like, even the shift knob. Yeah, if you're a Beetle guy, I would recommend it if you don't pay too much. It's not $100 Beetle. Recommend it if you get it for the right price. If you pay too much, like I would be happy at about $50 for this, maybe 40, 50 bucks.
Well, I paid, 20 was on the sticker, so I probably paid 15.
Yeah, Glenn probably got it for less a few years ago, but for what it is, I'd say 40 or 50 bucks for this. It's from 1999. And you guys remember, I'm a thrifty cheapskate, so 40 or 50 bucks for me doesn't mean it's a piece of crap. Like even the footboards, look at that. That is nice detail. So let's throw this up on the look-see set and have a look at it up close and personal. Get off of there, it's sinking. Okay guys, before I give the retro score for this thing, I'm going to explain how I do it. I'm not a Volkswagen Beetle expert, but as you guys know, I have lots of experience in the quality of die-cast cars. I've cracked open one or two of them. So I go by the quality of the car, the quality of the casting. I don't go by if it's a shitty color. Because honestly, yellow, I don't like yellow. But that is out of the equation. I go by quality of the build. I go by as if I loved yellow, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so I go by the overall, the quality of it. Not so much the accuracy of this Beetle because I'm not a huge Beetle guy. But just the overall appearance of it. Does it look cheap? Will it look good sitting on the shelf beside an expensive one? You know what I mean. Like you wouldn't want to have a $300 car sitting there like a nice Acme something and then put a piece of crap beside it, right? So that's how I score these type of things here. I know a little bit more about movie cars, so these cars here I go by just a nice even keel. All that talk about that creepo Ted Bundy, starting to get a creepy feeling. I already told you we think the Cowie Diecast Museum's haunted. Sometimes it feels like there's ghosts floating around in here behind us. Okay guys, like I said, you're going to be surprised, I think, at the retro score I give this thing. Let's slow it down so we can get a real good look at it. I do not find any flaws with this. Not a single flaw. And it's, I would say it's a step up from Maisto, but the paint is surprisingly perfect. It's got nice chrome accents where they should be. Nice detailing. I am shocked. Everything opens beautiful on this too, guys. Like the doors open beautifully and close beautifully. The boot, the hood opens up. It's even got the little Volkswagen, like it doesn't come across as a cheap toy grade car. Here's looking under a little bit of a different light condition, and we're gonna have brighter lights in the next couple days up here to get right under here with the light. But it just, it's shocking. It's a very nice detail. That's one thing about me, guys. If I review something, unbox something, you get an honest review. I don't care if it's a hyped up brand name that's hyped up through the ceiling and it's the best thing on the planet and everybody's buying it. If I open it up and it's got paint rash, I'm blasting it. And it's the same thing that goes for the lesser known models. But it goes the same way if they're good. I've got nothing bad to say about that. And I'm going to tell you guys, I hate yellow. As a color, I would never buy something yellow like that. But I love the way that's done. The paint on it's perfect. Everything opens and closes perfect. Retro score of 8 out of 10. For a brand like that, that's not a well-known brand. It's not like Auto World or Ertl or anything like that, GMP. That's a really respectable score for a car like that. Just giving it one last go around with everything open before we close her off. But retro score of 8 out of 10. That is very respectable for a car that I think this is the first one of that name brand that I opened, to be honest. Very cool. Oh, one thing I didn't check. I'll stop it before I try it. Okay, it doesn't have working suspension. I wouldn't be surprised if it did because Maisto and there's a couple of the lesser known discount brands that had working suspension. Of course, I gotta show you guys just some regular footage of the stance. Yeah, I'm a fan. If I'm a Volkswagen Beetle guy, I'm having one of these on my collection. Maybe not a yellow one, maybe I'll see if they make different colors, but one by this maker. Slug bug. Wow, guys, so in my opinion, this Beetle and that name brand, that is bang for the buck. Wow, guys. So in my opinion, this Beetle and that name brand, that is bang for the buck. Okay, guys. So overall, like I said, a retro score of 8 out of 10 for this car that was done by the Road Legends, okay? The thing is, though, I'm not saying all the Road Legends are an 8 out of 10 because I did see a Barracuda that looked like complete crap. Like Glenn was gonna get one from Marketplace and I looked at it. I said, "Oh, buddy, look at the rims and tires. Like he could have got a way better detailed one by Ertl for the same price probably." So I'm thinking all of the models might not be equal. But if you're wondering about the Beetle, and if you're a fan of the Beetle, that is the one that I give an 8 out of 10 to. You see one of these online, you don't mind that it's yellow, or if they have a color that you like. And if you've been saying, wow, that's a good price, but should I buy it because I've never heard of Road Legends? Buy with confidence because this casting here has a retro score of 8 out of 10. Even these things here. Nice detail, like chrome on top. You could see it shining with black rubbery look on the side. Wheels steer perfect. Really impressed with this, guys. Impressed with this. Wasn't expecting decent quality like that. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Well, there you have it. I hope you all had a good St. Paddy's Day. And for God's sake, if you're drinking green beer, be a smart retro maniac like we all are and don't drive your car. Call an Uber, call a friend, or stay home. In fact, stay home and drink and don't drive and save money. It's way cheaper to stay home and drink. If you got to drink tonight, stay home. Save money. Drink at home gives you more money for die-cast cars. And I got a little trick for you younger people watching. For every drink that you have, hard liquor or beer, whatever, try to match it with water and you'll beat a hangover. I learned that years ago. Pound back water when you're drinking liquor. Yeah, because that's what most of it is. And another thing, mixed drinks. Say you're a rum and coke drinker, you drink a dozen of them in a night. Part of what makes you feel like crap is all that sugar because you're drinking a lot of pot. So keep that in mind as well when you're drinking. But most of all, don't drink and drive. And drink lots of water so you don't get a hangover. Hopefully this week, like I said, we'll have the Super Elite DeLorean. I'm off this week, so you could expect to see more videos from me. I'm going to try to take you guys maybe to a flea market, or we're going to do something fun, toy hunting, something fun we're going to do. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the kind words on yesterday's video, by the way, from a few of you. I know it wasn't all about die-cast cars and fun toy hunts, but it was just something I wanted to touch base for the few people that it affects. And I've had messages from several people saying that my story was inspiring and they liked when I talked about addiction and stuff like that, so I figured I would touch base on that yesterday. So now that I'm off work, I put a little bit more thought into my videos because I'm not tired. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Smash the like button for me, please. Give me some love. That way I keep going and I don't start crying at night. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I keep seeing new subscriptions every day. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you don't subscribe, I'll get this guy after you. And as always, guys, happy hunting.